So we are a couple days clear of the Ethan and Hassan Arbi debate that went on a couple days ago. But since then, there has been a lot that's already happened. I know it's been a couple days, but damn has a lot been going on. And this video itself is basically a call out for the two people that are in the thumbnail, Hassan and also this other guy named Central Committee, to be banned because they have clearly broken the Twitch's TOS over the last couple days, which to me is insane for the fact that their Twitch channels are still up after clearly breaking TOS. Now, we're going to start off with Central Committee because Hassan's is a bit more, like there's more than just one thing, and there's a lot to go over with his as well, and there's a lot of things to clarify because people get, they think I'm saying one thing and they think I mean something else as well, so we have to clarify a lot there. But first, we're going to look at Central Committee. Now, when it comes to him, he is obviously very much a Hassan Arbi supporter, rides his dick almost harder than anyone else on the platform, right? And he was talking about Ethan, and in this clip that I'm about to show is that he basically calls for violence on Ethan.
Can I say something? Can I say something? And it's I really like that these people did this, but I gotta be honest, with my experience in life with people like Ethan, the only thing that ever knocks them out of their fucking spiraling is the rod. It's the stick. It's not the carrot. Like he feels like he's bullying you. He feels like he's hurting you. He's not going to stop until he's bleeding out of the corner of his mouth. And I get it. I want to be empathetic. Like, I understand the value of empathy. I understand the value of trying to reach out to someone. But somebody like Ethan, he needs to see some stars before he's going to fucking back down. And so I just would not do this. Like, and I know that a lot of them have since come out and said, well, that didn't work because they legitimately tried. And so I don't think that they were wrong to try this. It's just with people like Ethan Klein, until he feels the pressure, he's not going to stop.
Now, I think that even if you disagree with Ethan or H3, however you know him as, is that is absolutely fine. You can disagree with him. You can have opposite opinions to what he has, and you can think that, the opinions that Hassan had in his the debate the other day, or argument, or whatever you want to call it, because a lot of people just think it was a shit show the other day, which I like it for the entertainment perspective. But you can call it, you can say whatever you want, right? And there's nothing wrong with that of what when it comes to like what you agree with and disagree with. But the fact that you think that someone needs to bleed from their mouth in order to like change their political stance on things is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. You can't say that is a call for political violence. And once again, I said this in my last video about reasons of why we have such a political divide in this day and age, which, to be honest, I'm like considering making a whole entire video on that, because I think that the political divide is worse than ever. And this is one of the reasons why, is because when people disagree with us and they have different opinions, is that instead of just going, I don't really agree with what this guy's saying, they go to things like this where they go to the extremes. And obviously, like, blatantly is against TOS on Twitch. If you look at the community guidelines in Twitch, one of the things that it says is that violence and threats, acts and threats of violence are counterproductive to promoting a safe, inclusive, and friendly community. Violence on Twitch is taken seriously and considered a zero tolerance violation, and all accounts associated with such activities on Twitch will be indefinitely suspended. Well then, please tell me, Twitch, of why this guy's account is still up. Please tell me of why he hasn't gotten a ban. And I bet if once this video comes out, or you're watching this video, he does get banned, which is highly doubtable because, well, we've talked about Twitch's bias, which we will get into obviously later in the video. But if he does, I seriously doubt that they're going to give him like a 2-week to a month ban, of which he should, for calling out for someone's violence, especially considering that this isn't the first time that I think I've talked about this guy, Central Committee, on my channel, where he's called for political violence a lot of times. And even in his clip as well, if you look at some of the people that are in his stream, in his chat, even they are saying that he's going too far. Even people who, I reckon the people that would watch someone like this are definitely people who are extremely left-winged, like the very politically extreme people. Even them saying that this has gone too far, that's when you know you gotta stop. And now, we move on to Hassan and for the reasons why he should be banned. Now, there's two reasons. There's two reasons what Hassan has done in the last day of why he should be banned. Now, this one needs a bit of background to it, right? Is that obviously we all know about the Israeli and Palestine war that's going on, and I in my last video as well, when it came to Hassan, is that because a lot of people, and I had to like pin a comment for this because there was a lot of people that like were putting words into my mouth where, because I said that I think that when it comes to these terrorist organizations in the Middle East like Hamas and the Houthis that are labeled as terrorist organizations, and they deserve, even if at sometimes their principles of when it comes to, you know, whether they want to take back the land or whatever it may be, that some of it can be, you know, if you want to justify it, whatever. But you can't say that everything that they do is good. You can't, and then supporting them as well is a terrible, especially when they're labeled as a terrorist organization. Supporting them in any way is horrible. But that does not mean that I myself support what the IDF is doing. No, I think that it's like picking between two lesser evils. It's like you're stuck between a fucking rock and a hard place. That's what it's like between the people that are supporting Palestine and using them as a fucking human shield, which I say, and then supporting the IDF. That's what I think it is. I think both of them do horrendous things. Both of them commit acts of genocide. And just recently, I think it was today or a day ago by the time this video is coming out, is that the Houthis, they actually attacked an Israeli airport, a commercial airport, not like a military base. No, they went to attack a commercial airport. There are videos, several videos of this circulating its ways online about this attack, and it is very, very lucky that the missiles that were fired at this airport actually fell short and didn't kill anyone. But the fact that they went ahead and targeted an innocent commercial airport is horrendous acts. I mean, even if you don't like Israel, and if you don't like them, if you don't like the government, completely understandable. They are doing horrendous things, but you can't then go ahead and support the Houthis for this act. You can't. It's just like, it's inexcusable. What does Hassan come out and do on his stream? This was his stream title. Houthis show the limit of Iron Dome. And then there's also a clip as well. Hassan reinstating his support for this terrorist organization.
You said Ethan's words can make him seem pro-Zionist and that he should be more thoughtful, but when he pointed out that your language can come off as supportive of terrorism, why not just admit that you're careless sometimes too to his fans? It made you look like you can't admit fault. I have no problem with the Houthis. Yeah, because I don't. What do you mean? If you think I'm a terrorism supporter for that reason, then yeah, I'm a fucking terrorism supporter. What are you talking about? The Houthis and their militancy in the Red Sea is a perfectly moral action. What would you do if there was a genocide happening in your fucking backyard? That's it. And Ethan had no answer for that.
And once again, we look at Twitch's TOS, and we have right here terrorism and violent extremism. Terrorism and violent extremism promote unlawful violence and spread messages of intolerance. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors or acts. This includes threatening to or encouraging others to commit acts that would result in serious physical harm or significant property destruction. Well, I mean, a terrorist organization in the Houthis, which they 100% are, you cannot disagree that they aren't. The fact that they went ahead and they tried to destroy an airport and kill innocent civilians, and then someone on your platform is coming out in mass support of them, how are they not banned for this? How? How are they not banned? And not only this, is that I made a video about this, I think last week, is that Tectone, he got banned because he was talking about Frogan, and he called her a fat bitch, right? He called her a fat bitch. Now, I'm not here to put my opinions on whether you like Frogan or not, but he did. He called Frogan a fat bitch. And then today, on Hassan's stream, he reads off a comment about someone being fat, and then laughs at the fact that someone's being insulted for their weight.
This is the Nicholas Eat Oreos guy. Nick the Oreo got so fat he split off a second, somehow still fat clone of himself. That's ruthless.
And it's just like, so we have this instance on Twitch where we have this one dude who is calling out for violence, saying that this person that he politically disagrees with should bleed from the mouth. Then we have this other person who's in mass support of the Houthis, especially coming on the same day of where they tried to kill innocent people and fired a missile at a commercial airport, and then he also insults someone for being fat after another creator got banned for calling someone else fat. It's just like, it doesn't fucking make sense to me. And the reason why, like, I know that when I started this channel and like I started talking about internet drama and just random shit on the internet or video games because I find that interesting, a lot of the times I would keep out of political stuff, right? I mean, at first I didn't really want to talk about it, but I started to talk about it because of the bias like this that I started to see on Twitch, especially because of, like, you know for a fact that if someone had to be in support of a far right-winged organization, they would be banned, which I 100% agree. If there is some, like, you know, legitimate, you know, mustache man supporting organization out there like the KKK, if there's someone on Twitch like that supporting them, they should be banned instantly. 100%, without a doubt, there is no question about that. If there's some right-wing terrorist organization on that someone is on Twitch and they're supporting it and they say that I support what they do, they should be banned without a doubt. But you can't then allow people like this who are in support of the opposite extreme side staying on your platform, and you're not upholding your Twitch guidelines properly, which is why I started to talk about this stuff and started to get annoyed with how Twitch is, because they're so inconsistent of their rules and guidelines. And why? Because the people who work at Twitch have this exact same thought process. I mean, the other day of when Ethan and Hassan were going at it on stream, is that there was a Twitch staff member in Hassan's chat the whole entire time in support of him. So it's just like, of course he's not gonna, why would he be banned? Why would they, you know, uphold this person to this exact same standards that someone else was? No. And that's not how a platform should be. The fact that they have standards for someone else and it's different to everyone else, where this guy can come out and he can support this, and this, and he can say this, and this, which is completely against their own guidelines, but then someone else will do something that's such, like, nowhere near the same discourse as doing what these two have done, and they will be banned for it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and that's why I make videos like this, and that's why I call out stuff like this, is because it's fucking ridiculous. It is absolutely insane, and I've said this before, Dan Clancy, which I seriously doubt he'll ever do, needs to stop gooning and fire everyone in the moderation team at Twitch. Get rid of them all, because they're fucking terrible at their job. They are. They do not do their job properly, and they all need to be fucking fired. But yeah, I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. I think this is a horrible, just like Twitch's bias to me. It seems that like every single month, they just keep showing how biased they really are, and it keeps getting worse. But that is going to be it from me. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.